Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. We're going to get started here in just a short moment. How are we all feeling? How are we all doing? Wow. It took a minute to get here. It took a minute to get here. Let me just say that. It took a minute to get here. But we got quite a few things that I want us to cover here. And I want us to talk about. I would encourage you to grab a pen, a piece of paper, and something to take some notes. The share is going to be filled with activations because I've been receiving my activations just while putting this together. And it's almost a little mind-blowing, but I will share everything. But welcome in. I can see you guys coming on in. Welcome on in, Miss Jasper Music. Welcome in, Priestess Gwen. Boss Lady in the building. Welcome in. Journey is here. Welcome in, Sheila. Welcome in, I'm April Johnson. Welcome on in, April Johnson Music. Welcome in. I am Cosmic Energy. Welcome on in, and thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Welcome everyone on in. Welcome Kayla. Welcome in. Welcome on in, Daniela. Welcome on in. Welcome in, Brittany S. Good to see you in the building. Davina is here. Welcome on in, Maya Dia. Welcome on in, Priestess Melanie in the building. Welcome in. Oh my goodness, Omni Key the Oracle. Welcome in, Obaya. Welcome in. Listen. 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 We got to give another big shout out. Brandon, welcome on in. Yes, we're going to be talking about that 888 portal. We're going to be talking about that and some transmissions that have come in. I got a few things that I'm going to talk about so we can get started. Whew, what a week. I don't know who else can relate, but what a week. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. Let's get those likes up so our soul family can find us here. Because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Welcome on in. Brother Lance is in the building. Welcome on in. Dinner with Jesus is in the house. Tramel is here. Welcome on in. Spiritual Lover Load. Did I read that right? I love you guys' name. Anastasia. Welcome on in. So let's do a check-in. How are you feeling? Yeah. I gotta ask that today. How are you feeling? Bridget B, welcome on in, Bridget B. Good to have you here. How are you all feeling? How are you all feeling? We've had a lot of things go on, from the tsunami warnings that is out there, the earthquakes that are happening, the floods that are coming back yet again. What's happening? From our cosmic brothers and sisters, visiting us, from the ancestors, from so many different things that are happening. I mean, it is truly going down on planet Earth. I want to give some shouts out. And of course, those shout outs are definitely going to be going to all of the Leos in the building who are celebrating during this month of August, who are celebrating a born day. Who are celebrating a born day. So let me know. You guys cannot hear me. Let's do a quick sound check. Make sure you can hear me. Brother Seven came in the room and said that I am low. So you guys, let's check. Let's just check in. Let's just check in. Feeling good, doing some feng shui. It is a feng shui moment. For sure. Oh, the music is still playing. Get out. We got to stop that. Is that better? Okay, I didn't know the music was still playing. My bad. Thank you for that, Brother Seven, and thank you for everybody else. Magical baby bats flying over my bed at 2:30 a.m. last night. Chaos outside. The cops were screaming. Woo! We're going to talk about that. The music is louder than me. The music should be off. The music should be off. So I'll give it a few moments just to make sure the music is off. And I want to say welcome on in to everyone who's coming on in. Sleetha, the pro. I hope I'm saying names right here. Nicola Frenchie, I am Cosmic Energy. Kayla, 7 grams. And Chief Heartbeat in the building. Is the music still playing? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait if the music is still playing. Let me know when y'all can hear me. God is Rainwater in the building. Good to see you, sis. What's going on? Jawanza in the building. Okay, the music is off. Thank you, Nicole. I don't know what everybody else is doing. Are y'all paying attention? The music was rocking though. Yes. Don't worry. We're going to get back to the vibes. We will definitely get back to the vibes. Okay, so the music is off. I want to go back to the original question. First of all, I want to welcome you all into the building. Thank you all for being here. Mighty Sapphire King in the building. Welcome on in. Checking in. I'm pushing away my resistance. I love that. And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about that. So I really want you to check in, see how you're feeling, how you're doing. This is important. It's important for where we are tonight. Papa Flam, welcome on in. I had such a wonderful, exciting, wild, spitting some damn fire week. I got a chance to do a little bit of it all this week. And I love that. I had a chance to do a little bit of it all. A little bit of it all. I just got a chance to just get a touch of everything. And I loved it. Nothing like something to just kind of wake you up just a little bit. But I want to give a shout out because we have some powerful mentions. Priestess Brandy, one of the first in the building. There you are, Priestess Brandy. Glad to have you here. I know some of you guys are busy at work. It's been a busy work, but it is August the 1st. It is August the 1st. And we are in a whole new frequency. We're in a whole new vibration. Can you feel that? Can you feel it? Let's do this. I want to ring the bell for everyone who's in the All About Frequency class. And I want you all to give it up for them. Yeah. Everyone who's in the All About Frequency class, we just crossed the threshold of 8 weeks of work. And they have been doing some great work. I'm so excited. But we're not done yet. We're not done. Spirit gave me the message that we're going to go a little longer than 8 weeks because it's just so much gorgeous, juicy goodness. I am just going to be so honored to work with these brothers and sisters on a whole new level as we move forward from class. So technically, they have graduated from the 8-week All About Frequency class, but we will still be going. And I just want to give them a shout out. They have worked so hard. They're still working so hard. And powerful transformations, breakthrough. Like every single person in that class is just, I'm just in awe of them, their dedication, their work, and just everything that they took away from the class. So I'm sure you will get the opportunity to connect and meet with more. In fact, 2 of the Divine Timing Soul Family members both have been in the All About Frequency class. So shouts out to Brittany Vibes, who's also in the All About Frequency class. And shouts out to the Vibrational Herbalist, which is Donna, Mega Miss Little. She's also in the All About Frequency class. And both of them have been in the segments that I brought back, Divine Timing. And so, yeah, you guys will get a chance to meet more of them. My birthday, 8/1, rocking with the new vibes. Miss Jasper Music. Happy born day to you, sis. What a powerful day. What a powerful day for you to be celebrating your born day and to be born on this very activational day. Very highly activational day. So shouts out to you. Happy born day to you. And what a wonderful way to celebrate to be here. I see South Africa is in the building. Karen is here. Welcome on in. We also have Sherilyn representing Canada. Welcome on in. All of our international listeners want to say welcome. So shouts out to everybody in the All About Frequency class. Another big acknowledgement I want to give, and I'm going to ring the bell again because it's so fitting. And I'm going to ring the bell for everyone who's a part of the Futuristic Activation Collective as well. Shout out to them. They've been doing their work. We're getting ready to do Q3. We're going to be having our meeting. That's going to be coming up. I will email you. And so you'll get a text message as well to know when we're going to have that next meeting for the Futuristic Activation. You know, there were some things that we honed in on last year when I put that out. Number 1 was the mirror. And as you can see, this year has been, it still is, but everything is about the mirror and the reflection and the non-reflection. Remember, the mirror is not just for you seeing your own reflection, which is powerful, but the mirror also shows you what you cannot see. We use the mirrors to see what is in our blind spots. We see the mirrors to see things from the past. We see the mirrors to pinpoint things and objects that are in our surrounding view. And so, shouts out, shouts out. So we have a lot of birthday. Anubis, it's your born day. Happy born day, Anubis. We're going to give it up for Anubis. Anubis, it's your born day. Okay. All right. Well, happy born day. So, wow. We got a lot of Leos in the building. And, you know, this is such a powerful time. My mother is a Leo, and she'll be celebrating her born day. She is a first decan Leo. And so, you know, in astrology, we have the decans. And so when you are moving through the energy of a sign, when you first get into the first areas of the sign, it really helps to identify the different attributes. I like to call them attributes that come along with what's going on, what's happening with you. And so she's a first decan Leo. So shout out to all the Leos and everyone. Oh, it's your niece's birthday. Well, we're going to give the baby girl happy born day too. Let her know happy born day as well. So, let me bring it down. Also, I want to give a big shout out to all of you, everyone. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. Want to give a big shout out to every single one of you. And first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out to me. Clock it. Thank you for doing that, checking in on me. Thank you all for sharing your loves. Thank you all for leaving comments, going back to the site, really sharing your comments, whether it's been on YouTube, Instagram, really loving the posts. When I have my morning, transmissions, a lot of times I will write them down and I will put them up on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, listen, follow your girl on Instagram. Put out some very inspiring things after I really, really get started in the day. And you guys are really loving that. So thank you. As well as the digital download site where all of the digital downloads are. Thank you for that. And also thank you to everyone who has been getting all of the Oracle files. And I have an announcement. I'm going to be coming out with a new service. And this is the quote unquote official launch day, but there were some technical difficulties. And then we got the technical difficulties worked out. And then I just had a beautiful vision. And we all know what happens when Ms.Blue has a beautiful vision. And I know you know what happens when you have a beautiful vision. Sometimes we revamp everything. And so I am going to be revamping everything, but it will be an opportunity for a couple of things to come. Number one, we're going to get the phone lines back. We're going to have a way that we can talk to each other during the show. That's number one. I'm so excited about that, right? Number two, you will have a way that you can ask me a question, and we all are going to be coming together. So I am so grateful for that. I still will have the Oracle file sessions, and I'm so excited for that. So many of you have been asking for the Oracle file session. I need to go in and clarify what I'm doing in those Oracle files, because all of them are really powerful activations. I'm hoping, and I don't do much hope, that I can have some slots for the visionary guidance session coming up, but I don't have that quite yet. But I do have another spiritual consultation that is going to be launching here very, very soon. So for those of you who need to get in contact with me, you need to ask a question or you need some insight, you will be able to do that and you will be able to get your answer. And rather quickly, I should say. It's not going to be a 3-year waiting list, that's for sure. The other thing is for the month of August, I have already been deep into it, almost done, almost completely done. I just want to put a little bit more magic in it for us. The galactic e-files are back. Yes. World famous, highly requested, the galactic e-files are back. And so that announcement is coming here in a couple of days too. But I wanted to kind of put some things on the forefront of what is going down so you can be a part of it. And if you have, and with the galactic e-files, you actually get work that you get to do. And then we have a time that we get together for the activation. Now, I've been doing that for the last couple of years. And I don't know about you all. You let me know how you feel about it. So many of you have shared your thoughts that you really, really love the galactic e-files. And so the galactic e-files will be coming back. And then also, I am going to be doing more divine timing. So I'm just saying, if you see a message, a call from Ms.Blue, don't ignore it because I could be wanting you to come on divine timing, that segment. Okay. And we have another segment of another soul family coming up, and OMG. I'm excited. I'm excited. Whew. All right. So the great divide, the rebirth of the heart and the return of the soul's worth. When I tell you this transmission came in, and it came in last month, and I'm going to pull out what I call my Lux. This is my Lux. See what goes in here? This is where those Lux transmissions, that good, juicy stuff goes in to this book. Yeah, I'm going to show it to you guys because I write everything down. I take pictures of it and, yeah, and I hold on to it because you just never know. And then besides that, I am learning in the process as well. So it's twofold. I'm learning right alongside with you guys, growing right alongside with you guys. And I think that's what makes our connection for me so special, because we are literally doing the work together. As I'm seeing you guys grow and expand and evolve, you are seeing me grow and expand and evolve. And we get to do it and bear witness for each other in real time, in absolute real time. Now, I'm going to tell you, tonight is going to be a little messy. Yeah, it's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little messy because my notes are literally all over the place. I am going to do my best, though, to, keep things in some sort of divine order. But this transmission came through, and it really is we're talking about the month of August. But I want you to know that this actually started before the month of August. And so what I'm going to be speaking to you about is something that actually started in July, and it's going to keep us going for quite a bit. So do me a favor. I want you to get a pen, piece of paper, and I want you to take notes on those things that speak to you, that speak to your soul, that stand out for you. And if you're getting any kind of activations or transmissions while you're listening to the show, that is important as well. Write those things down because you're surely going to get it. So I want to start out and do this, do this the way it needs to get done. I greet you with hi. And the reason I am greeting you with hi, I'm greeting you with higher insight. And first of all, I want to say this. I want to welcome you to this sacred space. And this is a sacred space. I had some situations that had been going on for a while. And you know how you push things to the sides, just not that important. But I had time the other day. And so, it's a lot going on. And then there's nothing going on at the same time. So I say that to say we are in Leo season and time is out for the bullshit. We don't have time for that. It's too many other and beautiful, important things that we can be focused on than that. So this is a sacred space. And that's the way we're going to keep it. With that vibration, we're going to keep it a sacred space. I want to say welcome to the portal. I remember when Brother Bobby Hemmett first said that, whenever we come together and whenever he said, Blue, whenever you open the remix, you are opening a portal. And that was so long ago, But really, I want to welcome you to this sacred space, welcome you to this portal, and I want to welcome you to your own heart. Because that's going to be front and center of what we're going to be speaking about here. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you're tuning in from around the world. I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle, and I'm here not just as your guide, but as a loving witness, a key to help you unlock what has already been unfolding so very deep within inside of you. I want you to just kind of flirt with this thought for a moment because I know so many things are happening, but I want you to just kind of flirt with this thought for a moment. This is not just a new month. We are in a moment, like a real moment. We are in the space of an energetic convergence. What I like to call a spiritual marker of a split within consciousness. This is what's happening. There is a literal split that is occurring within consciousness. So here's what I'm going to invite you to do. I'm going to invite you and let us step. We're going to step in together. We're all going to step here together. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted us to get those vibes in there, you guys. I've kind of been vibing out all day today. I want you to think about spiritual markers. Spiritual markers, this is a leap of faith. It's a moment that gives you the courage to change. And that's a big part of what this month is offering us, what August is going to be offering all of us. And we're going to talk about those moments, those spiritual markers that occur, that have been happening. Many of you have been talking about signs and symbols and different glitches and different synchronicities and things that have been happening, dreams and things that you've been feeling. I want you to understand that these are powerful spiritual markers. And this particular month, this spiritual marker, this is about the split in consciousness that's happening on the planet. And you can see it everywhere. You can absolutely see it. But more importantly, you can even recognize your own choice, because we're going to be given a choice here. So, this is the moment for Starseeds. This portal is especially for Starseeds. It's for light bringers. It's for earth creators. And for those who came to remember and align humanity with the higher timeline. And I know that if you're here, you know, that's a big part of what we came back to do. Many of us have been here so many times. We not new to this. We are definitely true to this, but we not new to this. And so this portal here is specifically going to be very impactful for the whole entire planet and humanity in itself, but definitely for those of us who are light bringers, earth creators, and starseeds that are on the planet. We came to remember. We came to realign. Not just ourselves, but the whole collective humanity to a higher timeline. And so this isn't about permission. Because what's happening is there's so much remembrance happening on the planet. So much information that is now readily available to us. And so much that is going on during this time of great awakening. Don't make anyone, anything make you feel like you are waiting for permission. When you have to understand that you were and you are the permission. You are the permission. And you're not looking for light. I say this all the time. You are the light. We're not looking for light. We are the light. You have to remember that. What I find to be so interesting about this transmission, and I'm not telling you that you can't tap into these frequencies at any time, because it certainly is possible. But there are certain times that doors will be open for you. It will be less obstacles. It will be less external resistance, internal frustration that will come upon you. And it's almost like, you know, if you've ever gone outside when it was raining, and maybe you looked at your phone and you looked at the weather app and it said, rain is going to stop in 15 minutes. And you thought to yourself, good, because I just got to go do this and go do this and go do this. And I'm going to wait for that 15 minutes. And as soon as the 15 minutes come up, I'm going to hop back out there and I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to make it back home because it's not supposed to rain for another hour. So you have sort of this window in time. It's kind of like this little portal that you can hop yourself in. And it will allow you to do what you need to do without getting wet. Without getting wet. Just without getting wet. I want you to think about the month of August of being that way. At least for a short period of time. Maybe for about 28 days we got that. We got that little pause in there where we can go and we can do some work that we need to do. So here's what I want you to know. That that's not it. I'm looking for something, y'all. That's not it. Didn't I tell y'all it was going to be a little mess? Be a little mess here? It's going to be a little mess. But this is what I want you to know. Anything, and I want you to hear me, absolutely anything. I'm going to remind you of a song. You can have whatever you like by T.I. You can have whatever you like. This is the month you can have whatever you like. Whatever you want, you can have it. If it's clarity, if it's money, if it's relationship, if it's creative expansion, if it's relocation, if it's rest, if it's love, if it's healing, you can have whatever you like. Whatever you like, you can have it. And I want you to flirt with that this whole entire show. That you can have whatever you like. However do you want it? However do you need it? You can have it. The question is not of possibility, but the question that is going to be posed upon you is the willingness. Are you willing to take aligned action? I didn't say reckless action. Are you willing to take aligned action? Are you willing to show up as the future now? Are you willing to do that? I was on the phone with an incredible sister yesterday, and we were just going over some things. And she said, Ms.Blue, I just have a feeling that August is going to be that month for me. She said, I'm just telling you, August is going to be that month for me. And I started laughing because where she was in the world, it was still January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It was July 31st. But where I am, it was August the 1st. And I said, guess what? We in August. Just like that, we in August. We are in August. So this is the time to embody the God spark, that God flame within your individuality. So, just like T.I. says, just like Tip says, you can have whatever you like. I don't know about you, but I got a list of what I like. I got a list of what I like. You can have whatever you like. You got to have the willingness to take aligned action. Not any kind of action, has to be aligned action. And only if you're ready to move, it's a certain kind of movement with conviction. Don't move like a convict, but move with conviction. Let me tell you why I say that. Because this is the month that is either going to free you or it's going to lock you down. It's going to do one or two things. It's either going to allow you to move with conviction, or you're going to feel like you are a prisoner within your own body, within your own life. There is a reason our ancestors celebrated the Lionsgate portal. There is a reason our ancestors honored, cherished, recognized the Lionsgate portal. There is a reason, out of all of what we know the zodiac signs to be, and I'm talking Western, I'm not talking old world, I'm not talking ancient Egyptian culture, I'm not going back to and you know, I'm not going back to Samaria. I'm not doing that. I'm right here talking about this. It's a reason. Because see, this Lionsgate portal carries some powerful, it's an energetic remix for your life. It's an energetic remix. It's powerful. And it's fire and water. That's what's mixing here. Fire and water. Now, see, most will tell you that fire and water don't go together. Most will tell you that. But that's not true. Fire and water can go together. But it's a very sophisticated, it's a very elegant, it's a very sensual, it's a very intimate dance that fire and water have to play with one another. Because too much water, you're going to drown the fire out. Too much fire, you're going to burn the water and it's going to evaporate itself away. So you have to understand how these two elements sort of comes together, and none bring it together. Like this Lionsgate is going to bring it together. It's going to be the initiation of fire and water. And this Lionsgate portal is carrying this energetic mix. This is what we're faced with, and we have been faced with since we stepped into the Lionsgate portal. And that Lionsgate portal opened up. And I want you to go back, look at your text messages. I want you to go back and I want you to look at emails. I want you to go back, look at your work schedule, look at your calendar. And I want you to go back to July 26th, because that's when you stepped in the portal that we call and know the Lionsgate. Yeah. So that 888, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Now, usually every year, I pretty much do a big show on the Lionsgate. I was so excited when I first discovered this energetic magic. because that's what it is. It's energetic magic of the Lionsgate portal. I didn't do one this year. We'll talk about that a little later. But let's talk about this Lionsgate portal because it has a mix of fire and water that's being initiated. The fire is going to ignite and bring that inner spark. It's going to be filled with transformation and, baby, activation upon activation upon activation and transformation. That God's spark is getting lit to a whole nother level inside of you. Now, this water, that's going to be another initiation. You know, water in your physical bodies, we are about 85 to 89% water. And this water is going to bring this emotional depth. It's going to run deep within. I know we've all heard the term, still waters run deep. And still waters are powerful. Moving waters are transformative. But also within those waters, it's going to be a whole new level of your intuition, your multi-sensory abilities that can come on board for you. And also, so significant in the birthing process. Shouts out to all my doulas in the building. Water, the great release. I know we're calling it the Great Awakening, but it's also the Great Release. Ever see a baby being born when the mother's waters break? The equivalent to a water breaking on the planet is waters that are being held inside of what we call dams. When the levees break. When Mother Nature comes and calls you back home for the great release, there is a break. And we are seeing the waters, and we will see more water activity as we continue on. We will see so many water and fire throughout this entire year. Something I've been telling us about since we started at the end of 2024. So the Lionsgate, for those of you who don't know, this is when the sun, according to astrology, the sun is in the house of Leo, right? And the star Sirius is shining bright, that same ancient star that the three wise men were said to have followed. That same star Sirius where the goddesses would sit in the temple and the light would shine through the top of the pyramid and it would activate the crystal that the goddess was holding within her hand. And the priest would stand around her while she initiated the activation that they would then carry out into the work and to the people and to the land. Yeah, that same star Sirius that many of us know that we have a connection, we have a soul tie to, so to speak. One of our original birthplaces that many of us have spent lifetimes. We are connected to the star Sirius, and whether it's star Sirius A, B, and quiet as it's kept, C and D, we know we have a connection to this blue star that's in the sky. But make no mistake, this is a very intense dance. Have you ever tangoed? How many of you have ever tango danced? I remember one time I was learning how to tango. You know, tango, you put heart to heart. Where's Priestess Twin? Trin, she's a professional dancer and she dances. You know, it's something about when you do a tango dance. This is why even shows like Dancing with the Stars, or when you see movies when people and couples are often doing tango dances together, what you're synchronizing is you are synchronizing the heart, your rhythm of your heartbeat, the frequency. That's why a lot of times on Dancing with the Stars, they would end up either dating one another or falling in love with one another because of that heart center, that heart space of coming together. It is intense. It's a sacred intensity. It's a deep surrendering. And to tango dance, you have to surrender. You got to know when to move, and you can't do no little BS move. You got to really know how to step. But when it's time to surrender, you're going to know how to surrender. So let's be clear. Your emotions are not meant to lead you right now. So no emotions first. Your flame is meant to lead you. The flame inside of your heart. Let your emotions inform you, but not rule you. And all of the divine priestess, shouts out to all the divine priestess in the building. They do know that in the priestesshood, I taught intuition first and then your emotions. So let the spark within you guide your direction, not that wave of those temporary feelings that you may be feeling. Can somebody woo, woo, woo? Can you woo, woo, woo? Some of y'all are too young to learn about woo, 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 but this is the month of can you woo, woo, woo? This is the month of that. This is the moment to tune into what I call the God of your own individuality. This is the moment we're in. We're in the moment of the God of your own individuality. That divine spark that nobody else can touch. That sacred frequency that can't be copied, that can't be rushed, that can't be outsourced. That part of you that is pure creator. It's starting to sound like Leo is activating the God consciousness. That's what it's giving. That's what it is giving. So let's talk about the cosmic window. The cosmic window of July 26th through August the 12th. This is the portal. This is the gateway. Write this number down. Write these dates down. July 26th through to August the 12th. We already in it. We thick. We deep. We deep. We in too deep. We in. We are in too deep. This is the energetic gateway. It's quietly opened on the 26th, and it's going to keep accumulating until it gets to the peak of its cosmic orgasm. That will happen on 8/8/8. These dates are, well, they carry encoded wisdom. And so they mirror the ancient Mayan galactic New Year That's what it is. It mirrors that particular time period, synchronizing us with the rhythm of the soul's evolution, because that's what's happening. You are getting synchronized with the soul's evolution. Your soul evolution is what's happening. But I want you to also understand that this period marks a quantum split, baby. A quantum split. I'm talking about straight down the middle. The frequency, divergence between who we were and who we are now. That's the split. The main event, the Lionsgate portal at its highest peak, is on August the 8th. So here's what I want you to understand about August the 8th. And welcome on in, Lola Falana. And everyone else who's joining us. This is the heart of the portal. When we get to August the 8th, this is when we will get to the heart of the portal. It is the apex of the light transmission where the sun in Leo aligns with the Sirius star system. This is our spiritual sun. I know we call it the Sirius star system, but really this is the spiritual sun. We have always had more than one sun, quiet as it's kept. We got about 3 suns. We have the sun that we know. We also have the sun that's in the center of Earth. And we have our spiritual sun, which is the Sirius star system. Yeah. This is when the cosmic womb opens wide. And the codes of the divine destiny are being released. It sounds so damn dramatic because it is. Because it is. It's so dramatic. This is our modern day spiritual drama. Like we have the Osirian dramas. This is our drama every year. The cosmic womb is opening. The codes of destiny are being released. And we're going to talk about that. Now, Sirius is going to activate your ancestral remembering. Now, before we get too carried away, remember, we are the ancestors. You are the ancestors, the same blood that runs through your veins. It's the same blood that ran through our ancestor veins. Same blood. We are also the ancestors. Your DNA, both physical and spiritual, are a part of your ancestral lineage. The waters that you bathe in, the waters that you drink, the waters on the planet is the same waters that have forever been in this ancestral lineage of you incarnating on Earth. It holds the knowledge. It holds the power. It holds the wisdom. It holds the truth. It holds that. Now, Leo, and whenever we are in the remembrance of the Leo constellation, it empowers the rebirth of the sovereign heart. And this is why when we think about Leos, we think about Courage. Everybody remember the Wiz and how the lion needed courage. All of these attributes that we've seen with the lion: joy, bliss, love, compassion, forgiveness. These are chambers of the heart. And shouts out to everyone who was a part of the Know Your Magic class. When before you came in, there was a very unique reading that we would do, and I would give this spiritual consultation called the Emerald Tablet reading, where we would go through each one of the chambers of your heart. We recently did this in the All About Frequency class, a different version of the Emerald Tablet reading and the chambers of the heart, because I knew that everyone who was in the All About Frequency class would be here for the moment such as now. So Sirius and Leo together, they initiate what I call the rebirth of the heart. And so during this month of August, we're Meek Mills. Can anybody buy a heart? Because you are getting a new heart. Your heart is going to be reborn. Your heart as you know it, is going through a rebirth. Not the soul, your heart. The sacred, wise, intuitive heart. So I want to be clear, because August is a big month. This is not the time to hustle. This ain't hustle time. It's time to be open. It's time to declare. It is time to receive. And it is time to take aligned action. That's what it's time for. So I want you to think about, since July 26th, what are some of the things that you have been experiencing, you have witnessed, you've been going through? Stories you haven't told anyone, you haven't said anything to anyone. Things you've been feeling, whether those things are in your body, in your mind, happening around you. Your heart is getting ready to be reborn. So here's a question I have. If your heart is getting ready to be reborn, then what must the heart you have be doing? I'm gonna wait. Ooh, I feel like I need a little liquid magic. Just a question for everybody out there that can relate. What do you think is going on with the heart at this time? Yeah. I notice y'all are using real careful words. Some of y'all are too scared to write what the real word is. Transforming, releasing. You need some liquid magic? I got you. As soon as I get a date, I'll let you know. Releasing, creating a new reality. It's transforming. I'm going to let you have all of that because that's what it's doing. But now I want to talk about, and all of that is so true. but what's really happening. Because remember, I told you the spiritual split is happening before you can fully embrace the true great awakening. There is going to be a split. A split. This August lines up. And it marks a spiritual sorting. I see some of you are saying that you've been purging and transferring your energy. Some of you are saying you've been crying and screaming and purging. Yes. Yes. Surviving emotional whiplash. For some of us, yes. Yes. August, spiritual sorting. A shift between fear-based timelines and love-based realities. It's subtle, but undeniable. So here's what's going on. People are choosing, and you all let me know, to evolve or repeat, period. People are choosing to evolve or you get to go back in the loop. I want you to draw the letter 8. I'm going to show you this letter 8 on my notes here. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if y'all can see. Y'all see that letter 8 right there? See the 8? If you turn the 8 like that, it looks like handcuffs. This is the sign of infinity, but it also can be handcuffs. So either this is going to take you from here to the higher aspect into infinity, or you're going to get caught in the loop and you're going to repeat. And I don't want you to think it's judgment. I don't want you to think it's if you repeat, we still gonna love you. I'm still gonna love you. Let me speak in first person. You either evolve or you repeat. People are choosing to respond or react. People are choosing to create or comply. Yeah. This is the great split. I know we want to say the great awakening, but really this is going to be the great split. Love that. To detachment or attachment. Absolutely. Absolutely. The earth is vibrating different. If you study the Schumann resonance, it will tell you. Earth is doing some things. They don't know what's going down, why it's going down, and how it's going down. You understand? Your frequency will decide which world you will see. And that is so important. I'm going to run that back for you one more time. Earth is vibrating different. Earth is on some different ish. And your frequency, that's what's going to decide which world do you see. Do you see a fear-based timeline or do you see a love-based reality? Are you going to be in the false matrix, the fear-based timeline, or are you going to see the pretty matrix, a love-based reality? It's important. It's important that you see this, you know this, you understand this. So, this is the Lionsgate. And I'm sure many of you know this. The Lionsgate is a planting season for the soul. It's planting season. This is when you start to get things together. You start to plan things out and you start to take aligned action on things that are happening. It's a timeline where seeds must be sown. And whatever seeds you have been sowing in this timeline, this is what's going to start to come to light, what's going to give birth. And what are the seeds? We are the seeds. You are the seeds. You are the seeds. You are the seeds. Like I said, we are star seeds. We are earth seeds. We are children of light, encoded with purpose and memory and a mission. So here are some. And I personally feel these seeds that we're sowing now, come next year around February, you will get the full understanding. So during this portal, sow your intention. That's going to be so important. Anchor your truth and declare your divine remembrance. And allow that rebirth of that heart that you once hid, of that heart that has been misused and abused, and that heart that was forced to stay silent, that heart that was hijacked by your conscious mind and held hostage under duress that could only speak of pain and heartbreak and sorrow. Because remember, the heart is neutral. The heart is neutral. So I want you to remember, this is a spiritual rebirth. You are not becoming new. That's not what you're doing. You are remembering what never died. And so this portal here is a reignite of that divine spark, that God spark, that God power, that soul power, that sovereign frequency that has always lived inside of you. Your heart holds a map, an entire map. It's the soul print. The light, it holds the way. When you're looking for the way, the light holds the way. Now, we got to talk about something here, and I want you all to see. I'm gonna show you some of my notes here. Where is it? Yeah. Let's see that. You see that right there? Y'all see that? That's that great split. You see that? You see those notes right there? I want to talk about the jump in moments. I know some of you know about the jump off. We're not talking about jump off. We're talking about the jump in moment. Because you're going to be having some jump in moments. And I want you to make note of what the jump in moment is. As this portal starts to intensify, many of us will experience what I call the jump in moments. And I had a few today. And you all let me know if you had some of these jump in moments. See, these are cosmic activations. These are divinely timed invitations. Invitations that are coming from the universe. And you just, it's quick. It's a quick moment where it's telling you, you got to go for it. You got to do it now. You got to leap now. You got to do it. You got to do it. Now, I want to be clear. When I'm talking about these jump-in moments, these are not moments that are born out of logic. And they are not scheduled by the mind, okay? They arise from the emotional body. That's where these jump-in moments are coming from. They are from that sacred current that runs beneath the thoughts in your mind, and it touches your truth. And you know, I got to do it. I got to do it. I had this whole show planned for Saturday. This show. And I had a jump-in moment. That's why my notes are still all over the place. But I'm going to take you back. Let me see what date this is. Let me see if I can give you all a date. Many of you will remember this. If you go to my Instagram page, I posted this transmission that came in that said, stop waiting for the world to be perfect before you show up. Real ones rise with sawdust on their shoes and stars in their chests. Perfection is a distraction and power is presence. And yeah, I really did have a vision of some people standing with sawdust on their shoes. And then I had a jump in moment, not a jump off, a jump in moment that said, you're going to do this show tonight. I had something else planned. Quite fancy, I might add. And I changed it because I had a whole jump in moment. It didn't come from my mind. It wasn't something scheduled, but I could feel it in my body. And I want you all to pay attention to your jump in moments because some of you are saying you are having a jump in moment. Priestess Nadra said, yes, I had a jump in moment for my workshop. Yes, you're going to be having some jump in moments. Okay. This is a sacred current and it runs beneath thoughts. You're going to know it's different. It hits different, right? So it's rises from the emotional body. And why the emotional body matters. Because if you've been tending to your emotions, if you've been nurturing your inner child, and I almost cringe when I say that word, inner child, we got to learn a little different about the inner child, because the inner child is not just this damaged child that you have to heal. There is a great part of your inner child that holds a lot of divine wisdom, magic, creativity, and power, right? But if you've been nurturing, meaning you've allowed that inner child to live free within you, if you've been releasing ancestral grief, and allowing your feelings to flow with honesty, then you are ready. You're ready. You're ready for these jump-in moments. You see, the emotional body is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. And right now, it is being fine-tuned for resonance with frequencies that are coming straight from the star Sirius. And many of you have been feeling this intensity of your emotions and energy coming in. And this is what's happening. This is what you're feeling. Your emotional body is pulling in this frequency from the star Sirius and connecting it to your physical body and, attuning that resonance of these frequencies coming in. This is the moment when the heart begins to speak first. Boys and girls, this is when we grow up, because you're not going to hear Ms.Blue tell you again to stay out of your heart. If you have done your work, you will be able to be in your newborn heart. Because the heart speaks first. And for those who have done their inner work, the invitation will be clear. It's going to be so clear. Those jump-in moments. The heart speaks first. Jump in. Don't delay. Follow the frequency of love and not the frequency of fear. Don't get a new heart and fill it up with fear. Now, we need to talk about something. And don't worry, I got a little bit more for us here. In the words of my dear teacher and brother Bobby Hemmett, y'all all right? Just want to make sure y'all all right. So, as this portal starts to open wider, here's something else I want you all to know. As this portal opens wider, and we're talking about the Lionsgate here, there's a couple of things that you might be feeling. And one of those things that you might be feeling is you may feel suspended, like you're suspended. Have you ever been suspended in something? Suspended in what I call the neutral zone. It's quiet. It's that space in between space. It's that space where your old identity starts to dissolve. And new codes start to download. But here's what's special about this neutral zone. Nothing external shifts. Not yet. Nothing. Nothing moves. Nobody move. Nobody get hurt. Nothing shifts. This is the sacred void. This is the place where spirit and matter, they meet. This is when you get that phone call. This is where Sirius calls. Sirius calls, and the soul answers. The soul answers. So I'm going to give you some keys here. And I want you to take note of these. And these are not my rules. Hey, this was the transmission, the download. Take what you feel. But I want you to understand this. You cannot walk through the portal divided. Period. Can't do it. Not half-hearted leaps. That's not going to work. Not outsourcing your truth. That's not going to fly. Not letting your mind override your knowing. That's not going to work. You have to walk in as one. Heart, body, spirit, unified in purpose. See this? This was, look at the date. Can y'all see the date? July 16th, and I got pictures. I did this. You see the pillar? See the question mark? You cannot walk through divided. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, these jump-in moments, these jump-in moments will feel like a spark in your chest. You can't explain. It's going to be hard to kind of, You're not going to be able to explain exactly what's happening. You might begin to cry and not know why, unexplained, a deep knowing that just kind of floods you like a wave. It's not random. It's sacred. These are divine heart instructions. When it comes, when it happens, if it happens, don't question it, don't overthink it, and please don't dilute the shit. Don't do it. These are pure, untouched, galactic pulses of love, coded with your next. With your next. The only way to move is forward. I promise you. As much as we can look back, the only way to move is forward. I want you to trust it. I want you to jump. I want you to follow your heart because it knows what the mind cannot see. The mind can't see this. The mind can't even conceive this. So, speaking of the body, I think it's a good time that we talk about some of these symptoms and sensitivity. Who sung that song? I need somebody with sensitivity. Y'all remember it? You're welcome, New Diamond. You're welcome. When you came in the room and you said you had this thing going on with your heart, I just could not wait to get to this. But anyway, we're going to be talking about the body when the body is speaking, frequency, symptoms, and sensitivity. What is that like? And by the way, welcome to everyone on in. Hit that like button. Hit that like button as well. And also pass it on, pass the show on. We need to bookmark this share if you haven't subscribed. Thank you. It's Ralph. Thank you to the brothers. The brothers knew Ralph. And also Nurtured by Nature knew. Okay. Thank you guys. Ralph Tresvan. There it is. Thank you. We got some old schoolers up in the building. Okay. So let's talk about it, because I'm going to tell you some things to look out for with the bodies. So as we continue to move through this Lionsgate portal and activate the rebirth of the heart and the split in consciousness, many of you will be feeling it, listen, in your body, loud and clear. Okay. So here's something I want you to understand. We're not just thinking differently. There's something some more profoundly that's happening. We're actually being recoded at a cellular level, at a subatomical level, at an emotional level, and a energetic level. Dare I say, you're gonna be different. You're going to be very, very different. Okay. And here's some of the ways that these shifts may express themselves through. And I want you to write them down, because not only if you see this within yourself, but maybe a loved one, a child, a family member, a friend, somebody you work with. Number one, drastic mood swings. Clock it. Drastic mood swings. Now, these are going to be some of the symptoms, how this is going to express itself. Rapid highs and lows, because this is the old program that's exiting the system. It's leaving. So you're going to have some mood swings. Don't let them call you Carrie, okay? Make them call you a psychic, a psychic, a psycho chick. That's what psychic stands for. So, digestive discomfort. So things like bloating, nausea, losses or surges of energy, as the solar plex, which is the seat of the power and intuition, starts to recalibrate itself. This is for brothers and sisters now here, and children, everybody. Digestive issues. Yeah. Digestive issues. Now, here's another one. Upper back pain. Okay? This is the wings of your soul trying to stretch themselves again. Tension from carrying unspoken truths. So it's going to be so important to speak your truth, say your truth, know your truth. Stay in truth, walk in truth, live in truth. Okay? Carpal tunnel or hand tension. So carpal tunnel, hand tension, any kind of carpal tunnel, hand tension. The chakras in your hands are awakening, and your hands are also connected to the heart chakra, the largest energy center on the physical body. Your ability to create, to write, to touch, to transmute light is expanding. So I want you all to think about that, especially my body doctors. I've been speaking with some of the body doctors, who are massage therapists, and some are physical doctors, and some are nurses, and they have been experiencing tension within their hands. A lot of mothers, a lot of people who are artists, people who are mechanics. Was just talking to a mechanic, and he was saying, his wrists, his hands, his fingers, these kinds of things. And those of us that just is tapped into our awareness, because we're writing, we're on keyboards, we're driving, we're doing hair, anything. But just know that these are some of the common frequency symptoms. So that that hand tension, carpal tunnel. It's opening up the energy centers. The second set of largest energy centers you have is the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. I would take my leg and stretch it up there. I don't think y'all want to see all of that. You know where the sole of your feet is. These are the second set of the largest energy centers on the body. First, the heart center. Second, the palms of the hands, the palms of the feet. Okay. These are going through their own upgrade and awakening. And this is where you're transmitting of light. Healers work with this. And so you are expanding your reach. You're going to be able to expand how you transmit light through your hands. And through all of the chakras in your hands, your fingertips. You have so many chakras in your hands, but the second largest energy center is the center, the palm of your hand. Yeah. That's why in every custom, there is a healing for laying hands. That is a real thing. When you lay hands on people, because this is where you are transmitting energy outward, and you're also have the ability to pull energy in through the palms of your hand. Okay. Now, the next one is womb and stomach activation. They kind of go together, and those and reproductive organs for men. So, but for women, it's reproductive organs. And for men, it's reproductive organs. And for women, it's reproductive organs, the womb, and also the stomach, this whole centralization down towards the solar plexus being activated. This is deep healing in the reproductive area. The sacral and the solar plex, the seat of creativity, is being born. It's also where the soul enters into the body through the solar plex chakra, right? It's also where the soul leaves the body. And in these points where the soul is coming into the body, into the solar plex region, we're going to talk about that. It's where you hold your personal emotions for how you feel about yourself. You hold that in your solar plex. Everybody take their hands, put it on your solar plex. Your solar plex right there at the belly button region is your solar plex. This is where you hold feelings about yourself. Put your hand there, wiggle your fingers and say, I love myself. If you don't feel a whole cosmic orgasm, you need to work on your self-love, because this is where you hold the feelings about yourself. It's where you hold the feelings about your mother and your father. You hold your emotions about that connection for people in your life. I know we say we love people and we think of our heart, but really where you're holding that love that you have for yourself that is coming from you. It really isn't even in the solar plex, but it's connected to the etheric layer. I'm giving it to you kind of textbook so you can follow along. If you know, you know, but in that region. So in that region, solar plex, sacral chakra, all of that. Now, because these centers, which are the centers of creativity, it is making room for new you, new you. It's making room for new you and how you understand it's connected to your Akashic records. It's connected to your Akashic records. Yeah, mother, father, ouch. I know. This is why so many people, when they have sexual issues and they come to me, I know they got issues with their mamas and their daddies. And for everybody who was in class, the all about frequency. And I showed you guys how I could do the grid. I can go back and I can tell you when instances of abuse, instances where you were overstimulated as a child, where some of these corruptions or things or distortion in your field happen about how you express yourself intimately and sexually. If there was some misalignment that occurred, you can see that in the field. I can see that in the field as well. That's what I meant. Yeah. So let's talk about the sensitivity and the sacredness of it, because I don't want you all to think that this is a weakness. So if anyone is dealing with any of these issues, it's certainly not a weakness, right? But I want you to understand, if you're feeling some of these things at this particular time, it is a frequency refinement that you're going through. It is very, very sacred. Very, very sacred. Yeah. You are becoming more sensitive because you are becoming more tuned in. When we talk about the veil being thin, we have to lift our own veil. And so when your veil is thin, we're not talking about the veil over the earth. We're talking about your veil. And the body is porous, and new light must flow somewhere. It has to have room. And when that new light is coming in, there is a level of sensitivity that is happening. So I want you to honor this sensitivity. Honor it. It's a signal that you are really syncing yourself with this shift that is happening. And a couple of things that you're going to need to do is rest. Rest when you need the rest. You're going to need to hydrate your cells when you need to hydrate. Make sure that you're taking care of all of your bodies. Breathe deeply into your belly. No shadow breathing. You want to breathe like a baby. You ever seen a little baby when they're laying on their backs and they breathe and they little Buddha bellies come out and it goes up and it comes down, you know? Yeah. And one of the other things that you can do is you can hold yourself like you are sacred ground, because you are sacred. So you can really hold yourself like you're sacred. Touch yourself. Don't be afraid to touch yourself. Yeah, touch yourself. Yeah. All right. Moving right along. Moving right along, because we got some more. I got a little bit more I want to give you guys that I want us to talk about. So pay attention. Pay close attention if you feel a little scattered, because here are some of the other symptoms. If you feel a little scattered, if you find that you're losing your keys, you're like, wait a minute, where'd that thing go? I just had it. Losing your earrings, pins, bracelets, forgetting your thoughts. You were just getting ready to say something and boop, it's gone. The thought is gone. You can't catch it. You can't bring it back. It's gone. Feel like you're floating. You just, you ain't walking. You're floating. Just feel like you're floating. That's right, Tremel. Touch yourself, but don't be nasty. But feel like you're floating. Yes, Brother Lance. Clumsy. Or you feel like you stuck on pause. You ever been stuck on pause? I want to see if y'all gonna tell the truth. Who has ever been stuck on pause? You ever been stuck? I'm low key. Sometimes I get stuck on pause. Have you ever been stuck on pause? You ever see somebody when they're stuck on pause? Sometimes children will get stuck on pause. Sometimes animals will get stuck on pause, but people get stuck on pause too. You know how you just, and somebody say something and you come back. Y'all know y'all been stuck on pause before. Anubis said all the time. I'm telling you, stuck on pause. Okay. So that's another one. So these are spiritual indicators that there are some things going on. Let's talk about when you have these things happening, losing something, forgetting your keys, forgetting your thoughts, feeling like you're floating, stuck on pause. These are spiritual indicators that you're either overthinking. I have to raise my hand. Sometimes I can do that. When you're overthinking, or here's the kicker. You're not moving fast enough on a soul message. You better grow on that. I'm going to let y'all grow on that. I need y'all to flirt with that one real deep. You're not moving fast enough on a message that came straight from the soul, baby. See, the mind is on delay. Andale. That's why they say that. The mind is on delay. So, if this is happening to you, hey, Glinda, yeah, stuck on pause has you cracking up. That means you're not moving fast enough. It's like, hurry up. I know you got the message. You got the message. Why aren't you moving? Because the mind is on delay. And this is a sign that you're not moving fast enough on a soul message. Here's another reason. Or you're being too rigid in the way that you're seeing things. You just got tunnel vision and you gone. You gone. You stuck on pause. You forgetting things, you losing things, you floating. You're forgetting thoughts. You're stuck on pause. All of this. Yeah. And so this is the source divine way of gently and sometimes loudly, because ain't nothing like losing your keys, right? That's kind of loud. Telling you, listen, it is time to expand. It is time to expand. Come on, expand your consciousness. Expand your consciousness. Get out of your mind. Andale. Get off delay. Not moving fast enough, right? Come on. Or you're being too rigid in how you're seeing things. So now we're going to talk about, we're going to move on. I just wanted to hit that just a little bit. I ain't going to be here too long, but listen. Let's go talk about relationship discernment and the rebirth of the heart. Because this energy here in this Lionsgate portal has a lot to do with relationship discernment. It does. This is another activation that you're going to notice this month. It has everything to do with relationships. Now, we are coming out of a period where that was top tier supreme, but this is your relationships, baby, is under review. What's the song? I Found Love Under New Management. Your relationships are under review. Listen. Not in a judgmental way. I'm not talking about judging it. Not what he said and she said and they said and we said and none of that. I'm talking about in a clarifying way. We drawing lines in the sand, babies, and we ain't building castles. We drawing lines in the sand. We clarifying, okay? All of my sisters can relate. Ain't nothing like a good clarifier. You know, some people wash their face once. Some of us wash our face twice because we clarifying. We gonna make sure it's clean. We clarifying. And so this activation you'll notice during this month, during this 28-day window, clarifying. And so here are some of the things that I received in the transmission because I wanted to know what could we collectively be looking for. And so here are some key points that I received in the transmission. Make sure you take notice. Who are you meeting? Oh, you gonna meet with someone? Who you meeting? Who are you meeting? Okay. Who are you meeting? And how are you connecting? How are you connecting? Who are you connecting with? And how are you connecting? And what frequency are you connecting on? What's the frequency that you all are connecting on? Be very aware of people who have come into your life recently, not in a negative way, because there's so many powerful transformations some of you can find, and this ain't even my word, your soulmate. And some of you are getting ready to step into a beautiful nightmare. And I'm just here. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here to give us the transmission. So this is why you need to know your relationships are under review in a clarifying way. Not judging, clarifying. So who are you meeting? How are you connecting? And what frequency are you connecting on? Is it some bump and grind? Is it between the sheets? Ain't nothing wrong with it. We clarifying. We're just clarifying. Is it, I just need some shit from you? We just clarifying. I'm in a bad situation. We just clarifying. Or we're here to collaborate. I see where I can help you. You see where you can help me. I got this frequency for you. You got this frequency for me. We're clarifying. We are clarifying how this is going down. So pay attention. Take notice of you, your actions, what you're doing, why you're doing, and who's coming full circle with you. Okay? I'm just telling you, this is not necessarily the time between this window, between this 28-day window, which is going to take us, we're going to be in this window till about August the 12th. This is not the time to rush into some soul ties, as y'all say. Your words, not mine. Or new alliances. This isn't the time to just go rush and go head first into something. But it is the time to be radically present in all your interactions. Don't turn your head. Don't close your eyes. Don't uncross your legs. Be present. If you're going to uncross, be present. Cut the lights on. See what's happening. What's going on? What's the real deal? That's what you want to do. You want to be fully present. Let me stop clowning with y'all. Be fully present. No, but I'm being serious. Be fully present. And here's why. Here's why. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why you need to be fully present. Because your heart is being reborn. How many of you remember the show I did years ago about radical rhythms? And I talked about how music is going to be in that place of radical rhythms, but our lives would be in that moment of a radical rhythm. Well, this is a radical rhythm time. Your heart is being reborn, and you are learning how to relate from a more authentic and a true place, which means you are moving past performance. Cut all that acting out. You're moving beyond the need. You don't need a woman. You don't need a man. You're moving beyond the needs. And you're also moving beyond the fear. The fear. You scared of this. You scared of that. You scared of this. You scared of that. Hey, there go my brother, Dr. Banks, who did the show with me. So I know he remembers. Yeah. So you are moving past performance. You are fully present. You know why you showing up. You know why that person is there. They have your undivided attention, not because it's going to be something bad, because you know that you are standing in your radical truth and you paying attention and you understand why you're here. You understand why you are making that connection. You understand. You know what's going on. You're not delusional. You're not lost. You're not scared. It ain't something you need, and you damn sure ain't performing. No, we're not acting. We're not doing none of that. This is a sacred time, and it's a profound. Listen at me, because we got a lot of us out here single. Listen at me. This is a sacred time to deepen, not break apart, not destroy, to deepen the connection. Deepen your connection. Who are you deepening that connection with? First and foremost, you are deepening your connection with your own heart. Because when you understand your own heart, listen, you are deepening your connection with your soul's knowing, deepening it. The part of you are deepening that has nothing to prove. Remember Lost Smooth? And we ain't got nothing to prove. This is where you need to be. See, this is why old school songs always gonna hit new school, because it was always a method to the madness. I remember singing, Lost Smooth, we ain't got nothing to prove. You're going to love like you ain't got nothing to prove. You're going to show up like you ain't got nothing to prove. You're going to show up not like you need to perform. You're going to show up not like you're lacking something. You're not going to show up with fear. You're going to show up like you ain't got nothing to prove. You're only going to radiate. That's it. Nothing else is required. You're not going to need the big story, the backstory of what he didn't do and what she wouldn't do and why you can't get with this and why you can't get with that, but you can get with this. Listen, it's going to be pure radiance. I ought to put you on blast, Dr. Banks. Listen, use discernment. Be aware of energy exchanges. The shit is real. And quiet as it's kept. You can't just jump in a bath water and wash that shit off. You can't turn around 3 times and click your heels and come back home. It takes soul work. So be aware of your energy exchanges. And most of all, listen, most of all, honor the new frequency in your heart. Yeah. Honor it. Honor it. Most of all, honor the new frequency that's in your heart. And it's going to take a little bit of time for you to learn how to hold that. Don't be so willing to give it away to a stranger in the middle of the night. Don't be so willing to give it away to something, to somebody, to some place. Don't be so willing before you get a chance to honor it within yourself. So now, we got to take a little twist. We got to take a little turn here because listen, that transmission came in. I hope y'all are feeling it like I'm feeling it. Somebody let me know because I'm telling you, it just, whew. I was like, wow, okay. We got to get this one out. And no, we're not going to go tiptoeing through the tulips, but I want you to stay here with me. And I'm going to give you a spell and a ritual to do. And I don't do too many spells. And no, it ain't a love spell. We ain't going to make some brother jump up and down and show up in the middle of the night. We don't do that. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, I'm just playing. Anywho, I want you to focus on these tulips. Focus on these tulips because this message came straight out of the Akashic records. This transmission was so deep. Listen. When I looked into the Akashic records for this portal and this transmission, I was shown something so profound. I had to go back in a couple of times and, I had to make sure, are you seeing this right, Blue? Are you really seeing this all right? You sure you looking at this correctly? I want you to look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the tulips. And I want you to look at each one of the meanings I put there for the tulips. Red, true love. Yes, there's a dark side. Yeah, there's a dark side. There's a dark side to that red. But we're not focusing on that. We ain't focusing on none of that. We focusing on the light. Okay? And that red, that's true love. That's true, pure love right there. And that purple, that's royalty, baby. That is pure royalty. And that white, listen, forgiveness. That is the forward giving, the forgiveness. And that black on black, because it's something about a black on black. I remember when I had a car, it used to be my favorite color in a car was black. I wanted it all blacked out, chromed out, black on black on black on black. Just black. Very mysterious, very sophisticated, very protective, right? but very powerful, very elegant, very sleek. That's that black on black on black. Now, I know you see the orange and the yellow over there. I'll talk about it. I know you see that pink and that white. We'll talk about it. That pink, pretty matrix. And we're going to talk about that orange and that yellow. That's the flame, the eternal flame. So anyway, let's talk about these tulips. By the way, everybody go get you some tulips. I'm gonna give you something real powerful that you can do with the tulips. This is the frequency that I was shown. And that frequency and by the way, I got a certification from the GIA. You guys know, for those of you who did the color chemistry class where I broke down all the colors in the spectrum, you know what it is. So listen, I was shown these tulips, but these tulips represent more than just a beautiful flower. You know, the flower itself goes through the same evolution that many of us are attempting to go through. Starts from a seed. It comes out of the ground, come from the grit. It has to break through the sun, the soil, water, feeds it. It goes through a germination period. It begins to break ground. It begins to grow up on planet Earth as we are growing up. And as that seed becomes a plant and it begins to grow, and when the flower blooms, this is the highest evolution of a plant. It is when the plant has activated and embodied their God consciousness. Imagine that. When you see a flower, you're looking at God. That is the evolution of God. That plant has went through the transformative stage of expanding its consciousness and awareness, activating its Christ consciousness, evolved itself and manifested into the highest evolution of God. That representation. So, when I seen the tulips, a bundle of tulips, I thought, And then I was shown a very powerful stroll. This is a forgotten golden age. An age of peace, an age of beauty, and an age of enlightenment. And guess what that age was called? It was called the Tulip era. It's one of the most forgotten golden ages. It was a time of peace, a time of beauty, and a time of enlightenment. This was 1718 through 1730. The Sufi mystics called the tulip the flower of the soul's awakening. And right now, that soul awakening is happening again. I think you all know where I'm going. A couple of years ago, when I told you guys Yes, I'm going to start a new podcast and it's going to be called The Pretty Matrix. See, the Pretty Matrix was the Tulip era, one of the forgotten golden ages where there was peace and where there was beauty and where there was extreme enlightenment. And so the tulip works to connect the rebirthing of your heart and assist you in having your soul awakening happen again. Now, many of you can do some research on the tulip era. And you can study what the mystics understood about this forgotten time. We are going through a rebirthing of the heart, but we are also going through a healing of the first family. We are going through a healing of the royal family. I want to offer you a deeper invitation, one that the tulip is sparked with its soul awakening. At one time, the tulip was considered a elitist symbol. Did you know that the tulip was more valuable than diamonds? Imagine that, a tulip, a flower, more valuable than diamonds. Tulips are said to be the flower that taught the world about worth. Not just material worth, soul worth. What is your soul worth to you? Don't worry. I'm going to give you what you can do so you can see that reflection and tap into this transmission with the tulip. So here is the deeper transmission. We talked about earlier, this is time to heal the inner child. And unresolved energies between the first family. That is, unresolved energy between your mother and your father. Between your original soul contract, because some of you are in opposition for your original contracts. Because the only contract we have is with our own soul. And that too can be changed. It doesn't need to be null and void, but it can be changed. We no longer have soul contracts with one another. The only soul contract you have is with yourself, your own soul. And some of us have unresolved issues between our own original, go figure, soul contracts. We have unresolved issues with our earthly soulmates who brought us into this incarnation. So do me a favor. Before we go searching for a soulmate, before we long for a romantic union, we must tend to the heart ties of origin. Can we just do that? Can we just do that? This Leo season, this is the season of self-love and inner sovereignty, of the radiant child from within. Because I know y'all love that inner child. This Lionsgate is not just about the heart's expansion. It's also about the soul remembrance. It's about healing the root so that the crown can rise. I'm going to say that again. It's about healing the roots So the crown, I don't know why I want to say soul, so the crown can rise. That's why the royal family is there. Royalty, 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 royalty. So what can Ms.Blue, this tulip, teach us? Because the tulip is the teacher of worth. More valuable at a time on this planet, more valuable than diamonds. You want a status symbol? Get you a tulip. It is a living expression of divine refinement. You remember that song? So fine. Yeah. But refinement. Because the tulip reminds us of our inner worth, elegance without striving, of the soul's quiet radiance. Because the tulip didn't try to prove its value. It simply bloomed. How many of you can relate to that? See, the tulip said, don't worry about me. I look like this little raggedy little bud over here. Don't worry about me. The tulip did not try to prove its value. It just bloomed. It just bloomed. That's what it did. So, let me give you some activation work that you can do when working with the tulip. So here's what I want you to do. And I've given out these flower transmissions and activations before, but I want you to purchase a bunch of tulips. Just a bunch of tulips. Preferably ones that had not bloomed. Get a couple of them that's closed up. And then I want you to place them in a space. Place them in a space. A place where you can sit with yourself in silence. Where you can speak freely. Where you can focus clearly. And I want you to sit with the tulips. And I want you to allow your aura to merge with their frequency. I don't want you to do anything. You ain't got to do too much. And then I want you to just observe. And here's some of the things I want you to look for. As you're just looking at the tulips, you are going to be witnessing this great integration between your aura, your magnetic field, and the tulip's magnetic field. And I want you to just sit with the tulips. And if the tulip begins to open very quickly in your presence, I want you to receive. I want you to know that you are receiving a direct message from your soul. And I want you to wait until you get that message. You will get it. If that tulip opens quickly, oh, you're going to get the message. And then I want you to know that that is a understanding to take swift, aligned action. And you're going to know exactly what it is. Now, if you're sitting with that tulip and you notice it's opening very slowly and very gently over time, Know that your message is coming through in layers. And your message is healing something ancestral, something very deep and internal within you. Even physical healing can take place. So if the tulips are opening very slowly, very gently, and you notice, you go back the next day and you sit there for a few minutes and you see it has moved a little bit more. This is something ancestral or very deeply. Both are sacred and both are messengers. The tulip will be holding space for you because this is your heart and your aura mirror, and it's offering you a reflection of your soul's unfolding. Yeah. So bring these tulips into your space. Keep them there. They should last maybe a month. The ones that are unopened, that are ready to bloom. Take all of the petals, put them in a Ziploc bag as they fall naturally on their own, and put them in the freezer because they will hold the essence of this moment of your unfoldment. And you can use it when you're doing a spiritual bath, or put it in an infusion when you're taking a shower, and you can begin to wash yourself with that. Let this be the flower that teaches you about your own, because it's going to take you into a deep remembrance, a deep releasal of all the things, especially when it comes to the first family, especially when it comes to mother, father, siblings, how you grew up and things you encountered, and other deep healings that you need, that the inner child, the hurt inner child, the misaligned inner child, the afraid inner child needs to have healed. Yeah. Yeah. So I have some more that I want to give us, because another thing I want you to pay very, very close attention to. We don't have enough time to go over everything, so I'll have to get to the other thing. I'll do it before we get out this portal. But next we have to talk about the animals. Because of course, if we are going through our transformation, so are our furry friends. Now, I'm also going to do a special segment. I don't know when, but I will be talking about psychic attacks, because during this portal, this is a heighten in what we know psychic attacks to be, but not in the way that you perhaps have been told about psychic attacks and what they really are, and how to understand them and how to recognize them and what to do about them. So I am going to do a deep dive, and you all let me know if you want to talk about that, because I have a very different perspective that I will bring to you that perhaps the world may not, or very few in the world has ever been privy to when it comes to psychic attacks. And your girl who's been here for about 20 plus years, I've had a lot of psychic attacks come my way. But touche to that, because we don't have to worry about that. And I will be dropping that esoteric science for you so we can get out of the scariness of all of those things. Because if you're feeling like all of a sudden someone is enraged and you don't even know this person, it's a stranger, maybe at a grocery store, maybe that happens, or, like some of the things that I've always experienced, I purposely stepped out and put that person on blast on Instagram. For those of you who don't know, they send these kinds of messages to me all the time, right? And I've been getting them since I've been doing this work. I just don't speak about them because really at the end of the day, I'm not worried. But we are in the season where you don't let people cross your boundaries. You understand? You don't let people cross your boundaries. You don't let people crash out on you. You don't let people do these things, take advantage of you. And it's time for you to have the courage to speak up and speak out. And I want to share with you guys. And I also wanted to let you guys know, listen, y'all are telling me stuff. It's not like things don't bother me. I know you could see the person's fake name that they had on Instagram because I know who the real person is. Clock it. And but they thought this would be a good idea to do. They thought it was a good idea. Not so good because I had time. See, most of the time I don't have time, but I had time. And this was a good season for a good lesson. And I'm very open for a good lesson. I'm very open for a good lesson, and I don't mind sharing lessons. I don't mind sharing lessons, and I want you all to feel the same way. You don't let these armchair warriors or these armchair, cowards do these things in the dark and, you just let it go on by. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I let a lot of things go by, quiet as it's kept. But like I said, I had time. You know how the song say, oh, I got time today? I had time. So now we're going to talk about the animals because the animals are going to be showing up and showing out for the next 3 years, baby. 3 years, clock it. 3 years, we're going to hear stories about animals, experiences about animals that this planet has never heard before. And so animals are going through their rebirth, their transformation as well. Many of you will be getting pets over the next 3 to 4 months. So I want you to understand, if you have a pet, cherish them, love them. Animals have souls, right? Everything has a consciousness in it. And animals are evolving like we're evolving. Some of you are thinking about getting a pet. So one of these decks, and I apologize for this because it's been so long, I don't remember who sent it to me, who gifted this, because back in the day, you guys would gift me so many things. And many of you know my love for animals. I used to do spirit animal readings. I used to do shows about the spirit animals, many, many years ago. So I have a very strong love for animals like many of you. Oh, you just got a cat, Priestess Donna Lee. Congratulations. And you named the cat Bobby. I love it. I love it. Jeff said, we outside tonight, Ms.Blue, we holding you up. Singing we outside tonight. I know that's right. Good to see you, Jeff. Good to see you, Jeff. Okay, so listen. So I pulled some cards from this deck. What if we aren't a pet person? You don't have to be a pet person. You don't have to be a pet person. Everyone doesn't want a pet. Like in their physical space, you don't. I don't own a pet, but I always have had pets around me. Neighborhood pets come up to me, other people pets. I don't own a pet. And even if you're not a pet person, you can still respect and acknowledge. It has nothing to do with you personally owning a pet. So Just know that. But this is from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And I'm going to tell you the cards that came up. And I thought this was so fitting for this time. You all let me know. And this is one of the animals connected with the earth. And I'm going to show you the card here. Look at that. It's the fox. Ooh, who don't love a fox? Look at the fox. So this is the fox. And I'm just going to read exactly what it says here about the fox. And you're going to see how this is in perfect alignment. Of course. What else could it be? With what we're talking about here tonight and being in the Lionsgate portal and just this time that we're in, it says the fox, smart, strong, partner or mate, a wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us to stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Y'all catch that? Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Stay close to those you love. It says, when in balance, the fox is magical. It's a ingenious teacher. It's monogamous. Interesting. When out of balance, the fox is sneaky and the fox is unsure of their identity. To bring balance, it says, have partnerships that are honest and connections that are real. The fox. Oh, we can go ahead and clock that. That's this whole message. We can clock that. Okay. So I want you to see the other animal that I pulled. And this particular animal is connected with, let's see here. So these are going to be the two spirit animals to work with this month. And this animal, one is connected with earth and the other one is connected with fire. You know, we started out with water and fire. Water and fire. So here is the second animal. It is the turtle. Look at the turtle. Here is the turtle. Can y'all see that? The turtle. The turtle. And it says, the turtle, ancient soul, grounded, trusting, and home in itself. It's wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has strong relationships with earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life, no matter where their travels lead them. Turtles' energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. I love that. The turtle. When in balance, the turtle is peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, the turtle slows down to a halt. To bring into balance, they become adventurous. So here is the turtle. Now, I have something else that I pulled and it came up in the deck, and I just found this to be so fascinating because this third card is connected to spirit. And I'm going to show it to you guys. Look at this. Black egg. Black egg. And I thought about the black tulip, which there is such a thing, very rare, as a black tulip. But look at this. Black egg. The black egg. So what the black egg stands for is speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures. The truth inside of it resides no confusion, no excuses, no small talk, no noise, and no lies, not even the white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing and reading and teaching and singing and perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in and books draw us in. The concept of truth itself also draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place and we say things others want to hear. We gossip or we repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince others that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and it waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment and in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth. It is the birthplace of our voice. And then look at what is drawn there. Look at the sigil and look at the black egg, which in essence is this. I thought that was pretty profound. Yes. And again, the name of the deck is called The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. And again, thank you. It may be many years coming to whoever sent that to me. But I thank you. And I decided to open it up tonight and pull from it. I have so many decks and so many things over the years that before I was on camera that so many of you have gifted me and sent me. I'm forever grateful. And I'm just glad that I'm in a place now where I can share these things. And I will be sharing more because I have so many things that you all have done, and I'm forever grateful. So I want you all to remember that this is a very expansive time that is here for us. This Lionsgate portal that we're in is really a very, very expansive moment. And the invitation is for us to really take action, get clarity. But again, remember, we're taking sacred action. So you have to sit with your soul. You can spend time with yourself about where you're headed next. You understand? And to get clear before we start writing out what we want, get clear about what you truly want. This portal is a real eye opener. Mm, 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 mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's only by choice that you walk through this portal. It's not something that is forced. Remember, your heart is being reborn. Yes, but so is your reality. That's true. You are co-creating with Source, so we need to plan accordingly. Yeah, we need to plan accordingly. Whew. All right. So I want you to remember, and I want to say this clear. The universe is echoing, and you can have whatever you like, but you must be willing to walk through the portal whole. Remember, you've been here before, but this time it's different. There is more light, and there is more possibilities, and there is more you than it's ever been before. You have more of your soul available to you than in prior lifetimes. So, as we continue, I want to invite you to reflect on your jump-in moments. Okay? Sit with your tulips, reconnect with your heart, and, take one inspired action that reflects your truth. Just one that reflects your truth. You are the portal. You are the prophecy. You are the sacred spark that's walking itself home back to you. That's what you're doing. I am Ms.Blue, and I'm going to meet you on the other side where the truth lies and where love leads and where your soul remembers exactly why it came here. I love you all. I love you all so much. If you are still listening and you have listened to the very end, I want us to bookmark this. I want us to come back to this over the course of the next 28 days. Listen to it again. Let me know when you get your tulips. At the very end, if you stayed to the end, when you leave a comment, do me a favor, comment with two things. Let's see what we're going to do. We're going to do the sun sign. We're also going to do the sun sign, and we're also going to do the DNA sign, and we're going to do a tulip or flower, because we know the flower, the tulip, they all in that same. So I want y'all to know this was a jump-in moment for me. I really was not going to do this show until Saturday. I had so much more planned, but we will go over that as well. I am glad that I jumped in and took that jump-in moment. Had my little notes here. I still got pages upon pages in my sacred little tablet here, but it's been great hanging out with you all. I love you so much. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you, whether this is your first time stumbling upon me or you've been listening for years, or no matter how long you've been here. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. I will tell you, with my intent, it is always to share my journey and also for all of us to do this together. I don't see myself as someone who is above anyone. I don't. But I'm not beneath anyone either, and neither are you. I want us all to stop being afraid of ourselves, walk in the light, walk in what we feel our purpose is leading us to, and have love and joy along the way, and be in a state of bliss. Keep our frequency high, keep our minds in the pretty matrix and healthy, keep our bodies healthy, eat good food, have great conversation, meet new people, have great love, have sacred love, not only with ourselves, but with everyone we come in contact with. That's really, really, really what I'm about. And I know that you're about that too. So it's time for all of us to get this amazing opportunity. And oh, by the way, you're going to have so many opportunities come your way. I want you to literally expect it. Expect great opportunities, right? Know that your frequency is changing everything from where you walk to where you show up, to where you work, to where you sleep, to who you connect with. You are making a difference in this world. Don't let anyone else tell you anything different. Now, as we start to move next week, it's going to be wild, wild west out here, baby. But that's okay, because we're going to be anchored in our light. We're going to be equipped with our multisensory abilities and our higher minds. And it's going to be the guiding light that helps us to move through, to move on, and to move upward. And so no matter what you're going through, I want you to understand your life can change in a moment. And know that life is not happening to you, it is happening for you. And you are worth it. You are worth every single ounce of energy that has been poured into you. It's just time for us to kind of take a step back and make sure we're pouring into ourselves and the people who pour into us, the people we love. So take this weekend and tell the people in your life that you love them. And I want you to know that I'm starting with you. I love you all. I love each and every single one of you. And that is real to me. You guys are a family to me. And I see that. And so I want to thank you all for your support and your love, because this allows me to do what I love so much, And you all have given me blessings that at one time in my life, I could not even see for myself. And I'm proud to say, and honored to say, and grateful to say, and thankful to say that we have been growing up together on planet Earth. And what a beautiful, beautiful time. What a time to be alive and growing up on planet Earth. And I would have it no other way than for all of us to do that here together. I love each and every single one of you. If you're new here in the comments, please tell me about yourself. Even if you're not new and you want to share something, share it in the comments section. And so we can keep this conversation going. So I will see you all very, very soon. Ooh. Let me know how you received the message, the transmission here. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't subscribed, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. A big part of my mission is to get this work out into the world. And I can't do it alone. I do need your love and support to do that. And I know I have it. So if you haven't subscribed, let's subscribe. Let's get it out there. Let's let people know that it is a group of people over here that really, really is doing some good work in this world. And I'm not talking about moral good work in that way. I'm talking about soul work, the kind of work that cannot be measured by outside standards, right? We're talking about something that's on a whole nother frequency. I am Ms.Blue. I see you, I feel you, and I love you. Peace and love, soul family. Ciao. Peace and love. Ciao. We're going to play a little music before we get out of here. Let's do that. Yeah, let's see if we can get that going. Let's hear some good vibes.